that game in Monte Carlo, was that as competitive as anything you've ever done?
Best game I ever played in. Best game I ever played in the sense that no coaching, you know, yeah, there were referees, but not really, you know, and you had 10 Hall of Famers playing against each other. I mean, how many times are you going to get that to happen in the game of basketball? I mean, when I say 10 Hall of Famers, first ballot Hall of Famers. It's not even a question. It's not even a second, third, or fourth. They first ballot. And the way we competed, and our desire and the sweat and the trash talking and all the beautiful things about the game of basketball was illustrated in that one particular game, that if you culminate everybody in the Hall of Fame and every game they played in, and you envision a game being played, that's how the game is going to be played.
In 1992, the greatest array of basketball talent ever assembled on one team took the court to represent the United States at the Olympics in Barcelona, Spain. The Dream Team won gold with class and ease. Yet their greatest game went unseen because it was played in an empty gym. Jack McCallum reveals the greatest game that no one ever saw.
The Dream Team was a phenomenon, to use the cliche, of kind of a perfect storm. I always say that's the hardest thing to do in sports, to be better than your hype. This was the most hyped team of all time. When they finally got together, they delivered in a way that we didn't think was possible. Over the years, there's one basketball nugget that everybody talks about, and I call it the greatest game nobody ever saw. It took place during the Dream Team practice in Monte Carlo. Chuck Daly, the coach, said, we're going to get together, really knock each other's heads out a little bit. And to make sure that he was able to accomplish that, he put Michael Jordan on one team, and he put Magic Johnson on the other team. He kicked everybody out of the gym, and it was filmed by Chuck's personal video guy.
Chuck says, okay, this is what's going to happen. We're going to play it like a real game. We're going to play 4 quarters.
We had me, Scotty, Mullins, Bird, and Patrick, and Magic had his 5. We weren't going to change that team at no point in time. You got your 5, I got my 5.
We gave them the college guy. You can have Christian Laettner. We don't want him. You can have him.
He's just over there waiting to tag in. But it was about pride. And the college kid couldn't help either one of the teams.
Michael Jordan called Clyde out and went at him. Tell him, this is what I'm going to do to you. Fall away jumper, good. What did I tell you? So I said, no, Clyde, you better get him back. You better get him back. Charles Barkley said, I want to take Karl Malone now. So Charles gets it, fall away jumper, good. I said, Carl, you got to get him back. You better go down there and get him back. Carl went right at him, jump shot. You ain't nothing, Barkley. So then I came down.
In November of 1991, Magic announced to the world that he had the HIV virus. He was retiring from the game. Now here it is in late June. Magic Johnson was not only back, he was the captain of the Dream Team. Michael Jordan at this time was probably the most famous athlete on the planet. Everyone knew that Michael was the guy, but Magic just would not pay heed to that. Well, the game starts out, and Magic's team gets way ahead, and Magic, as is his wont, starts jawing a little bit. Well, there was a moment early in the scrimmage when Michael Jordan came down the court, and he made a jump shot, and it was lucky, and one that Jordan simply didn't intend. Magic got the ball. He stopped at the three-point line. He took a shot, and he said, right back at you. And I think it was at that moment when something went through Magic Johnson's head that said, I can duel this guy one-on-one. I mean, it's funny because he was the most unselfish player, to ever play the game. I mean, here's a guy that only wanted to win, that didn't need to shoot. But it was very hard for Magic to kind of surrender the ground to somebody else. And as it progressed, the taunts became a little more personal. Michael's theme was, hey man, it's the 90s. It's not the 80s anymore. It's over for you.
His energy is real high. He feels like he's in an opportunity to prove himself. Showcase that, hey, look, I'm still Magic Johnson. I still dominate this game.
That's all right. That's all right. We go from here.
It doesn't take much to get Michael going. Just a little something to tweak him, and it's on.
He never liked to lose. Mike always got that look. When you see that look, then you know just get in the damn ball and get out the way.
As much as it was 5-on-5, you could see in Monte Carlo that it was gravitating towards, okay, Michael and Magic.
Magic was hesitant to surrender his place on the mountaintop. And Michael, being Michael, he needed to say, no, I'm on the top of the mountain now.
Magic was saying, look, NBA's not yours yet. You know, I'm still here. Michael's like, no, it's over. This is mine. And the funny thing was Larry was sitting on the side going, it's his.
Chuck realized the competition aspect was getting a little bit too high.
Killing everybody on our squad.
He wanted to end practice, but Magic didn't want to end because he wanted to keep playing because we just kicked his ass.
How you like that ass kicking we gave you? No. Come on, man. Well, y'all got the first quarter of practice.
By the time practice was over, even Magic had to acknowledge basketball's landscape had been changed forever.
Larry and I were talking, and Michael walks in, and he says, there's a new sheriff in town. And we both hit each other like, well, he's not lying.
Michael Jordan calls it the most fun he ever had on a basketball court. I'm not saying this was the last generation of NBA players who enjoyed the game, who played for the fun of it, but this game was for the fun of it. This game was for the pride. This game was for the respect. But here you had 10 of the best players in the world who were basically knocking themselves out in this nondescript gym on a nondescript morning in an otherwise nondescript practice. And that's what resonated with me.